We are back. So we're going to be trying the mini blooms again. Quite some time ago, video number 34, I tried this. I got some really good results, but I want to try it again because I think because I poured all my resin out at once, when it comes to kind of piping in the white for the bloom on the last piece, the resin had already gone through that contraction of the surface cooling down and pulling those white pigments in. So we're going to try it again, but we're going to do it one at a time. So we're going to be using the collab resin, and we're going to be using the 26 ink alcohol ink set. And this time round I'm going to be trying the Resinate white pigment. If you have the Armour Art white pigment or others, use those, but I haven't tried this with the bloom at all yet, so it will be interesting to see how that one turns out. So let's get mixing. So I've mixed up in total 100 ml of resin, and the key to this now is just letting the resin heat up for around 15 minutes, just so it's warm to touch, and then that is ready to go. Now is the best time to sort your inks out into colour, or pair them up if you wish, so you know what's going in where, and just kind of get prepared as much as you can. Get the piping bag ready for our white. I need to dig out a mixing cup for my white, and yeah, just get prepared and keep an eye on your resin because you don't want it to flash cure. In essence, that is what we're kind of pushing the resin to do, because resin cures by producing its own heat and the chemical reaction. So what we're doing is kind of beginning a flash cure, if that makes sense. So if you're using a deep pour resin, your resin probably won't warm up as much as my resin does, but just keep an eye on it because you don't want to forget and then come back and the whole thing's solid. So around 15 or so minutes, and I'll do a temperature check this time just to give you an idea. But again, this is only really going to be precise with the resin that I'm using in this video. And as always, all the links for everything I'm using in the little description box, arrow downwards, everything's in there for you. Right, so we're going to wait. So my resin is coming up to 32 degrees Celsius. It's around about, what, 88 degrees Fahrenheit. Let me just double check that so I know I'm not wrong. Good old Google. 89.6 degrees Fahrenheit. So we're just going to now mix up our white pigment paste. So whilst we're mixing this, the resin in the mixing cup is still retaining its temperature. If anything, it's probably warming up still as we're doing this. So we're just going to mix up our white pigment paste and just make sure that's thoroughly mixed in so we get no lumps that are going to sink. I may have added a bit too much, but we will see. I haven't used this one for the bloom yet. And then we just get that ready in our piping bag. Okay, so that is all ready to go. I haven't snipped the end off yet. Now comes the fun part. So I'm going to do these one at a time. As mentioned before, I think what I did in that last video is I poured them all out straight away, and I started to lose that window of opportunity. I'm not going to fill them right up because we need to add inks and our white pigment paste. So let's take you a bit further down and lock my focus. I've got a few bubbles in there. Hopefully the alcohol inks will pop most of those. So I'm going with a yellow and coffee combination in this one. As always, massive shout out to my channel members and anyone who's bought me a coffee or a super thanks. Very much appreciated. Right, I'm just snipping the end of my bag off now so that I can then pipe in our pigment paste. I've gone with a slightly larger snip on the end of my bag for this one. And we'll just see how that spreads out. I'm not gonna draw in the detail yet. If you get any blobs like that, just move it around in the resin just to make sure that it doesn't blob. Okay, let's move on to number 2. Hopefully we'll get some better results this time round. And we're going to go back in with our yellow. And we're going to go with a red. If it wants to come out. I must have dipped it in my resin because it had sealed closed again. Just start on the outside on this one. The yellow's kind of been taken over by the red. And that is that one. I can already see that it's a lot wider than I have had before. I mean, the pigments are kind of spreading out a bit better. Hopefully we'll get some good results. Right, we're going to go with a midnight blue and a sapphire blue. And just make sure that you're picking safe colours that aren't going to muddy and clash. And if you're not sure about which colours will muddy and clash, you can always make your own chart. So you'd list the colours downwards and then the colours across the chart, and just use some tissue paper and just add 1 drop of colour to the chart mixed with another colour. It may take some time to do, but it's worth doing. So you'll know which colours work together best or which ones don't. If you're not sure what I mean, have a Google of it. I've seen some people do it, or shown how to do it, shall I say. And for this one we're going to go for a dark magenta and a normal magenta. If I can get the lids off. Hopefully it will give us a good colour combo. You can do different designs with this, but because they're quite small, I'm just sticking with the swirls. It doesn't matter if you go over the sides. Whoops, I try not to do that. Now I may not have enough resin to do all of these. We'll see how we go. Okay, next colours. Let's go with sapphire blue and cerulean. I've just looked at the top, the first one that we did, and it's looking really promising. You can see much better. That surface area is starting to cool down, which is contracting the resin and pulling it inwards. Now I presume that is the reason why. I have mentioned it in a previous video. Nobody's corrected me on that, but I presume that is what happens, and then the resin heats up again to cure. Number 6. And this time we're going to go with a yellow green in the middle. And then a normal yellow on the outside. Safe colours. Round and round and round and round and round. Have a bit more in this one just to see if we get a bit more depth. Don't want to go too crazy because I don't want blobs. Can we get them all? I don't think we will. What's that? Bit of alcohol ink. Get out. We don't want that in there. I don't know whether to try a black and white. Now the black I have isn't Let's Resin. I have run out. But I have another black alcohol ink. Let's try it. It'll be a bit different. So we're going to use the Let's Resin Sea Deeper for this, which is, as you all know, in the box set. Get 2 bottles. I've just got mine in a different bottle because I buy the larger twin sets. I don't think I've tried a black and white balloon before, so it'll be interesting. The black has taken over. We've got some white in there though. Let me lock my focus before I carry on. I'm going to make you all dizzy. And if you're not on my Discord server yet, be sure to join and share your art. And if you are on the tier 2 membership on here, you have access to a tier 2 chat room. I've only got one person in there, but there is another tier 2 member on my channel, but I can't find you on Discord. So if you are, I do have to add you manually. It's supposed to add you automatically when you sign up to tier 2 membership, but for some reason it's not. I must look into that. I don't know why that's not automatically adding people to that. Let's go with a sapphire blue on the outside, and then a yellow in the middle. You can see it's making that green. Kind of want the blue to push in a bit more. That will start to come inwards. It should do anyway. I know my inks should now start pushing inwards. There it goes. Resin is starting to thicken. Have we got enough for the last one? Really starting to get thick now. Yep, we're gonna do it. We're gonna have all 9. I've got some bubbles. I'll have to deal with those before I pipe in. And just see how thick that is getting now. I think that will do. Get off. Get off. I got most of them out anyway. Right, purplish red. What should we go with that one? We'll go with a normal red. Now I'm going to try something. It's never worked for me properly. I'm just going to add some of my sea deeper to the back first. If it wants to come out again. Hopefully it will give us some texture. I've gone in with more than what I normally do with my Petri, because the resin is thicker. The white has to work harder to push through. Now this resin in the piping bag has cooled down quite a bit. Just hoping the temperature of the resin inside the cavity will still work. Just going to go in with quite a bit in this one. Right, so you can see that they've kind of gone with a heart, similar to the butterfly effect video that I did. Similar kind of, so it's got like a butterfly wing style look to it. Hopefully we can make them look more like flowers now. So I'm just going to draw in the details. I'm liking the look of this colour combination. I can see what looks like some blobs. Really hoping it doesn't blob. Just in the middle area. I think this one could blob. I've gone quite deep with that swirl just to try and get that blob and try and spread it around inside the resin a bit better. And then what I'm going to do is just come out just on some of the petals. Well, I say some, but we're doing them all. I can't see now. I can't see the blob. Maybe I just went a bit over the top with the white in the middle of that one. Don't think I went deep enough on this side. I'm just going to go in again. And what I might do is just pause the video in a moment. I'm just doing the same design on each one, just to keep it simple. And then again with the tips. I'll just do this one, and then you've seen both. You've seen what I'm doing to each one. They look really promising at the moment, but we all know how that can change. Right, I'll see you for the demold. Just come to stir in this one, and look, I thought I'd show you. It's like a perfect little heart in the middle. It's a shame we've got to stir it, but I think if we left it, it would look a bit yucky. Right, I'll see you for the demold. We're all set. You can see I covered a few with just some black alcohol ink, just to see if it kind of made a bit of a difference. I stuck my finger in this one trying to move the mould. This one went a bit yucky with a stir, so I did it differently because it wasn't really balanced out very well. So we'll start with this one. Not too keen on the look from the back. Yeah, that's a bit of a blobby mess. This one I'm not too keen on either from the back. It's just not, it didn't have anything at the top. Really cool effect. Just a shame that it doesn't really look like a flower. Let's go with the coffee in yellow. Much better. It's a lot better than the other ones. Let's go up here to the blues. Wow. Almost blobbed in the middle. Let's go down to the black and white one. Now, did the white show through? Well, obviously you got the white from the pigment paste anyway. It's really nice. That's good. Right, now with the ones with the black alcohol ink. Wow. That's definitely made those pop. I love that. Let's go down here. This is the one I added the seed Eba to. You can't really see any texture, any difference to it. But it's still really nice. Bit crowded. Let's go with this one. I think this is the one that I went a bit over the top with. Yes. And it has touched. That's still really nice. As always, give the video a thumbs up, drop me a comment, help with the algorithm. And if you haven't subbed, hit that button for me, help support the channel grow. Wow. The black definitely helps that yellow pop. Right. Let me know what you think. I'll see you for the next one. Bye for now.